Hi, baby.
Hello, dear. All right, so here we are. We are actually on our way out of Moab. We stopped here at Dead Horse State Park right at the entrance to decide to do kind of an exit round for the last, day and a half or 2 days since the last sit down that we did. It was a pretty exciting couple of days, to be honest. We last left you guys getting ready to do the pickle for the first time of 2 times. We both found out that the gatekeeper at the pickle was the one obstacle all week that we just couldn't pull off. A lot of reasons for that. The pickle's got dirty rocks, right? So everybody talks about Moab slick rock and you can grab traction and everything. The pickle's got a lot of sand and dirt on the rocks, and I just couldn't quite get enough grip to get up over it without taking a chance of breaking the Jeep. At one point, we actually thought that maybe I'd snapped an axle shaft. So, we both winched up that. The rest of the pickle was amazing.
Yeah.
The first day. And then after we got off the pickle, we went back. We did a couple things in town. We hit the show real fast as it was closing up.
Yeah,
that was kind of a disappointment, to be honest. We were there by 4:15, and the vendor show wasn't supposed to close until 5. And by the time we got there, it was crazy the amount of people that had already packed up. The inside of the Spanish Arena was almost empty already, and people were kind of just hanging around waiting until 6:30 for the drawing.
Yeah.
So, that was kind of a disappointment. We didn't hang out there. Said goodbye to a couple people that we knew. We saw AMC Jeep Man again.
Yeah.
We ate a couple super high quality corn dogs. I mean, they were there.
They were there.
And then we headed back to the hotel and we relaxed a little bit. And then Bubba the Jeep, Byron, who's a good friend of ours from California, amazing wheeler, has a absolutely beautiful rig.
Yep.
Hit us up. He and Daisy Cutter Plus 3, which was Paulina. So that Daisy Cutter Plus 3 is Paulina and Mike, and they're from Texas. And they do some crazy hard wheeling, really good friends with Byron. And so we had already eaten corn dogs, as we mentioned, but we went over and hung out with them at Pasta J's for a little while.
Yeah, because I had been wanting to meet her, and like the fact that she was here and we all had about 60 minutes to try to figure it out, and that Byron kind of hit us up at the last minute. It all just worked out, even though we had already eaten. I was like, I don't care. I'll sit there and,
sit there and drink a glass of wine.
And maybe
enjoy it a little bit. We split a small thing, and so that was a good time. She is amazing. Byron, it's always amazing to get a chance to hang out and talk to Byron a little bit. He's busy out here. Everybody always wants to Jeep with him, and so just a really great guy. From there, we went back to the hotel. We grabbed some things, and we started doing mug deliveries.
I forgot.
Yeah, so April did these beautiful handmade mugs with the coordinates of all the different trails here in Moab that people kind of always, the famous ones that everybody always runs: Pritchett Canyon, Hell's Revenge, Metal Masher, Steel Bender, Poison Spider, Fins and Things,
Top of the World.
There was one for Arches, and then there was also another mug that was just Moab 2026.
Yeah.
So that was neat, and so some friends were like, "Hey, this is the address where we're at," and we went over there. It ended up being the rental for Beeman Builds. So Wes and Deb had rented probably an Airbnb or something, and so we kind of crashed their garage driveway party, and everybody ended up really loving the mugs, so everybody went and bought them, and we got with that group and said we're going to go out and run the next day, which was yesterday.
Yes, and so we're like running. We got invited to run the pickle again. I was like, I did it once. Do I have to do it again? I mean, the rest of the trail was fun, and I did want another chance at the gatekeeper. It's just hard because there's always a lot of people lined up, and so you don't really have a lot of time to really sit and try different lines a lot. And there's kind of one main line, and everyone tries to go up that one main line. But I thought, let's try it again. And then after that, we did Steel Bender.
Yep, we did. No, we did
Metal Masher. Yeah, so it was a fun trail. They were filming some content. They were doing a TikTok live.
TikTok live all day long.
Yeah, that was really fun. A lot of people were asking questions, and it was really cool. It was really interactive to be out on the trails and have a lot of people just kind of like following along. And then Also, Jeep Adventure Life was filming for YouTube that they're going to be releasing pretty soon of those
Yep.
two trails. So I'm excited to see that too.
Yeah. So that was a really good day. So Wes and Deb are very hardcore wheelers. They live down near where Trail Heroes at.
Sand Hollow.
Sand Hollow. And, one, they do great builds. Two, they're just really awesome people to hang out with.
They were.
We always like to go out with people who have bigger rigs and more wheeling experience because you're not going to learn from not going with people who are really experienced and, dare I say the word better, but, cause better is a it's a relative term, but they have a lot of wheeling experience. And Wes is super patient guy. And, we were trying to work a couple lines on the gatekeeper on the pickle. But just like April said, there's a lot of people waiting. So it's not the time. Easter Jeep Safari is not the time to take, 12 or 14 tries at something. And then two, we both have to drive home. We didn't trailer anything here. So, I've got 2,000 miles to go. She's got, 800 miles to go. So, we did what we could do and then said, all right, we're going to call it before we do something. And I've got a little trail damage on one of my fenders.
I dinged one of my fenders yesterday too. Mine's little. Yours is a little bit more chunky.
It's a little bit more chunky. But if you get a chance to follow Beam and Builds on TikTok or, Instagram, Facebook, wherever they're at, there was a really hardcore line on Metal Masher yesterday called Rock Chucker. And Deb conquered that thing. Like, it was unbelievable watching their build of Debicon, the way it flexed, the way it stayed in contact with the rocks at all times at the craziest angles. I mean, it was really amazing watching her go up that and watching them work as a couple, as a team, right? So Wes was spotting, Deb was driving, and, just that's a couple goals. Like, that's when we look at what do we want to be like when we're out on the trail? We want to not yell at each other. We want to be calm.
Not break each other's stuff.
And we always want to root for each other and help each other be successful, right? Yeah. That's what off-road couples should do. It's not a competition. We tease. And I know, it'll get brought out that I've now had to pull her over 3 obstacles and she's only had to pull me over 1, but we don't keep track of that stuff.
Apparently we do.
Well, I mean, it's just easy to remember because 3 to 1 is...
I'm going to make sure I'm in front of you on the trails from now on.
So great day. That was a long day. We took a lot of time on Metal Masher. We did a couple photo shoots. They were doing live TikToks. So we didn't come off the trail until well after 9 o'clock last night. Made it down into town, dropped the dog off the hotel, and hit up Moab Grill, which closes at 10. And here is a shameless plug, and I'm going to put this on every one of my social media accounts. Moab Grill, we had one Jeep got there right before 10, and they said, bring the whole group here. We'll stay open and feed you guys. We know what it's like to come off the trail hungry. And they stayed open. We didn't leave there until a little after 11.
Yeah.
And just absolute, the service was amazing. The food was good. And they just really took care of us, right? That's the kind of attitude you want when you come to a place like this.
They were like happy we were still there. Like usually when you're going to a place that's closing up, they're kind of a little grumpy and they're doing a lot of cleanup and you don't get as much service, but they were very tentative and they were so kind to us and the food was great.
We asked them, hey, is there anything that you'd prefer us not order? Because it's so late and some things might already be put away. And they said, menu's the menu, man. You guys get what you want. We'll take care of you. And they really did. So great experience. Yep. Moab Grill, highly recommend. 1010 recommend. If you're here, stop there and get a burger, get a Philly, get a pizza, do something.
I will definitely be hitting them up every time I'm in town now. That was a great experience.
That's loyalty. That's how you build it.
Yep. All right. Well, we're getting ready to go our separate directions.
Yep.
So this is our we're going to follow up. I think we're going to follow up with a little Q&A from our opposite sides of the country.
Yeah.
And we definitely want to kind of give you guys a little bit of insight. If you haven't been to Easter Jeep Safari, we definitely are going to be doing another video and kind of talking about kind of what to expect and how to prepare and
maybe even some misconceptions that people think when they come out here for the first.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing that. We're going to be following up. That's going to be interesting because we'll be in 2 different places, but we're going to figure out how to put that together for you guys. So
next time we'll be in the same place. Should be in about 5.5 weeks.
Yeah, we're going to be at Overland Expo West.
Overland Expo West out in Flagstaff.
Yep. in May, and then June we'll be at Jeep Jamboree in Big Bear.
Yep. So busy schedule coming up for the next few months. It's going to be amazing. And spoiler alert, we're getting me moved out to California.
We are.
Permanently.
So we don't have to keep meeting.
We don't have to keep meeting in the middle, and I can maybe not put quite as many miles on the Jeep. But
yeah.
I guess with that, thanks for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, give us a little bit of support if you like what we're doing. If there's any recommendations you have on things that we could do a little bit better or things you want to see more of, by all means, email, leave it in the comments. All the contact information's there.
Definitely.
And from North Carolina Roaming Gnome and SoCal Mango Tango, y'all be cool.